Because the threat is evolving so quickly and the threat has become so severe, right? And that's something that was just recently exacerbated when nation-state level threats were leaked by shadow brokers. We need to find a way to enhance our detection capability beyond what we would be able to do in an isolated network, like a typical industrial control environment. The obvious solution is cloud computing. Cloud computing is what it is today because it's efficient, it's reliable, it's scalable, and it's cost effective primarily, which lets us leverage threat detection techniques that might not otherwise be available to us, and then allows us to keep up with this evolving threat. Threat reputation services, threat intelligence feeds don't work in an isolated environment. Threat intelligence and threat feeds, they don't work in an isolated environment because the volume of data required to operate those technologies is just enormous, right? So they have to exist in a cloud-based infrastructure. So we need to be able to cross the air gap that we've been purposefully building up around control systems for the past few decades. In order to leverage these cloud capabilities, they're going to enhance our security posture by doing that. And we're going to be enabling ourselves to keep up with this threat. Well, the threat landscape has changed a lot. When I first started working in industrial cybersecurity many, many years ago, the concept of cybersecurity in a process control network was completely foreign. There certainly wasn't any targeted or specific attack against an industrial control system. The first example that really hit the real world was a laboratory experiment from the INL, the Aurora project, which showed that through cyber means you could actually cause an explosion. Shortly after that, we had Stuxnet. Prior to that, there was no concept of cyber threat against industrial control. Now, there are university courses and degree programs in industrial cybersecurity. There are usually several sessions at big security conferences like Black Hat and DEF CON that focus specifically on how to hack or exploit industrial control systems. So the awareness of cybersecurity and industrial control systems as two things that go together is now mainstream. So we've gone from complete obscurity to mainstream discipline of cybersecurity. With that, the threat has become more pointed and it's become more severe. We're not dealing as much with just random exposure to everyday malware, which is bad also, but we run the risk of a cyber threat that has been specifically crafted to manipulate a control system.